Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We'll take a show of hands for questions, please. Someone start? Sam?
How do you feel after that one and getting the win a few days after the big Esters against Arsenal?
Yeah, what I said yesterday, so win is the main target, so we make considering the last 3 days and the emotional physicality, the game we play will make an extraordinary game, except the first half where we defend not good, 2 actions in behind. The line was not correct. Second half in general was good, and just the chances we create, we could have scored more goals, but the important is every game winning. Now just focus in FA Cup semi-final, if we're able to reach another final, and after the Premier League for 5 games for both teams, and we'll see what happens.
Sure.
Knowing it could go to goal difference, 28 shots, just 1 goal, was it a missed opportunity to boost the goal difference?
Yeah, we had chances. Not probably going to happen in the future because you have to win the game, so it's not that, but it's true that you don't create chances but it was clear. Dubaraka was good, or were not. The last pass, la shoot. Sometimes it's the fatigue, sometimes it's. But I had the feeling that we have scored 2-0, 0-2. We will be more relaxed for the fact, okay, we have already the game in our hands, and we could be more composed in the final third. It's not easy because they defend with a lot of players. But in terms of what I asked to the team, game plan, or I said, focus in what you have to do, what you have to play. They have been extraordinary because we play really, really good, and yeah, that was the only thing happen.
When you're at this stage of the season, when we just said that winning really is the only thing that matters, does the style of the performance matter to you at all, or is it just about getting over the line?
No, I know, I completely agree that winning is only matters, but not in April, in September, October, November, but you have to do something to win. You know, it doesn't matter that we have to win at any cost. Yeah, but we have to do something. We have to move our legs and jump and run and pass and shoot. So that is what we're working day by day. And even today before the game, we didn't talk about the consequences about what happened if you are top of the league or not. It's just what you have to do to beat Burnley. And this is the only thing you have to do. What we earn for that, what Southampton is going to create us, what do you have to do? Now I have to think about it a lot because I had a lot of doubts about the lineup today with the fatigue on Sunday, but I decided to, we come from previous weeks, long weeks, so didn't have a lot of fatigue for game. It's just one. But now will be 3 in a row in 3 days. You have to go to London. You have to think about perfectly about knowing that you win it will be a good decision. If I don't lose, it will be a bad decision. But I have to think about it. That of course, a little bit fresh legs in semi-finals because there's a lot of minutes and emotionally and everything.
Just away from the game, the build-up to this, we heard the news Liam Rosenior has been sacked. It's yet another of your colleagues in the Premier League that has departed. You're the outlier here. It's one of the longest serving. I mean, do you have a message for him? Or?
I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure he's a manager for that level. So it always when it happens, as always I think about it, how lucky again I am being in the club. You know what I am. I picked the right club 10 years ago with the incredible hierarchy, incredible CEOs, sport directors. Unbelievable. So the consistency, the trust with the people are working here, it's amazing. So I'm so lucky. So the decision is not my concern.
Pep, you mentioned the lineup and thinking about changes with Southampton coming up, but then you've got 9 days without a game, then there's a lot of games in quick succession. What are the sort of things you have to consider at this time of the season with keeping players in rhythm, keeping them mentally fresh, physically fresh? How hard is it to pick away?
No, I know. Last season I make changes in Southampton game. I said before when we played for the qualification Champions League and we draw 1-1. And now we are playing, the last minutes, of course, the players go. I don't know what's going to do, to be honest. I don't know. Now I'm just to reflect and think tomorrow, but at the same time, I need players a little bit with rhythm. There are players that didn't play much lately, but of course, Cherki, the talent today, what creating the final third, and now is every time it's moving more close to the box, and yeah, we create a lot of situations, and we'll see. After 2 nights to sleep, and we decide.
These are very sort of nervous games at this stage of the season. A lot of pressure on these games. A lot of your players have been in pressure situations before, but then there's quite a lot of players in this team who haven't been here
No.
at this end. Do you like what you see in terms of then coping with that pressure and developing and learning and getting better in terms of the sort of pressure situation?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a machine or something like that. How was your pressure today? How do you feel? Were you nervous or not nervous? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this, for the future, for all of them, for all of us in this club, will be good. As much you experience, as much you have been there many times, you handle it better. So, but in general, in the way we play was really good. So the commitment, the way how many players arrive, and we miss a little bit that moment.
Do you think missing that sort of moment was just an eagerness in, like, we have to get a second goal, just because these, as Ian said, these nights are quite pressurised?
No, I don't think so. I think Erling or Rayan and Nico in that moment, and Jeremy, I don't have the feeling that players have. You just will score a goal early, and after we have a momentum, 10-15 minutes, that we create 1 or 2 chances that we defend really bad. A part of that, we were really good defensively, and in all the situations. It's not easy because they have pride, and because still 1-0 is they are alive. But you cannot expect all the time being. But I think we played really good. I'm pretty sure I didn't see all the images and the chances that we had, but I had a feeling that we had a lot. And just for many these type of games, when we score the second on the third, for the chances that we deserve it, everything is more fluid, more natural. You know that. And at the end, the last minutes, the corner, I said, oh God, with the way we play, we can draw, right? The corner is good with the clearance, but they are good with that. Good taker, who are pros, the best I ever seen in my career. And in terms of free kicks, corner is extraordinary. You never know. But the game was well played. The way we played, of course, they said, but chance we create, we have to score a goal. But the main target is win game, and against Everton, win the game, and all the games that we have is play and win.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie at the back.
Just with regard to the last 5 games in the league, is it a question of nerve, keeping your nerve, or do you need a little bit of luck as well?
Luck?
Yeah, do you need a little bit of luck to get through these next 5 games? Or is it all about the whole team just focusing and holding the nerve?
Luck in life is important, but you have to do something as well to deserve this luck, right? I must shoot you 28 shoots, and if you do it every game, we will be lucky to win the game, so that's for sure. But the opponents are tough that we have, and I'm really pleased for the way we played. If I have something a little regret, we could have scored more goals, yeah, definitely. But 5 games, tough games for both teams, for Arsenal and for ourselves. And now, like your colleague said, 3 days, and after you have 9 days until Monday night in the new stadium, Everton. Looking forward to experience it. And let's go on to next. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Drive safe, guys.